Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this special broadcast of Hey Sister. Let me tell you, if you see my eyes and they look kind of funny, it's because I have been crying some real tears, some real ugly tears. Hey, sister, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I have to say, the time got past me. This time zone situation messes me up because we don't change time. Everybody else changes time. And so I'm always messed up not knowing when stuff is starting. So I missed Kamala coming out to MJB. Like,
Oh my
in
gosh.
Olivia Pope suit that she got. But I caught enough to have a little tear come to my eye. And I'd already had a little tear earlier, so I thought I was good.
What's up, Denise Toops? How you doing? What's up, Lena Morris? How you doing? And what's up, Jody Joe? Yes, happy, excited. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, when I tell you I was crying some real ugly tears. And my husband
at the Obama inauguration.
Well, yes, because I didn't cry like this at the Obama inauguration. I'm gonna tell you why. Yes, Adele, her speech was everything. Her speech was everything. Her white suit was everything. And coming out to Work That by MJB, that's been her song consistently. Yes, Amy Tubes, you've been crying since 10:30 this morning, girl. For the spirit of RGB. Amen. ARBG. Look, I'm messing up. Okay, so we're going to try to do this in some sort of order. So first things first, I'm in the middle of my virtual homecoming. We were in the middle of a meeting this morning and they were like, oh, we just got a new vice president. Let me tell you, we had to, all of our heart, I could feel the collective breath, because you didn't realize how much we really have been holding our breath for all of these years. And yes, ma'am, that suit was fire. But what got me, sister, when she walked out on that stage, and I was about to type a comment in Facebook to somebody, but I was like, no, we just got to go live and talk about it. I'm looking at my daughter. I was like, you don't understand the significance just yet. And I get that, right? But what I thought about was every meeting that we have been in when we couldn't show up fully as ourselves.
Oops. Sorry. Even the light is like, I can't be fully my great self here. I'm sorry, sister. Go ahead.
When we've been in meetings, when the things that have been said about you behind the scene, when you just couldn't show up and be great, or when you did show up and be great and someone had the audacity to try to tell you to dim your light, all of that also came flooding over me and in my heart and in my spirit. So I don't know about some of y'all out there, but that is what I was feeling. So I see Jody said she felt a weight lifted. I see Olivia Pope was coming through. Yes, she was. And honey, all she needed was the white hat. And that would have been it.
That wouldn't have been ready. Oh my gosh, they would have been ready.
I don't know. And look, Adele said that hurts my heart. Yeah, Adele, like that's some real stuff. And I mean, I know you as a woman, period, has also experienced those moments when you've had to dim your light in order to make other people feel like they were shining brighter, or that they were in a position of power, or that they had some sort of control. Like, I know that. So yes.
Yeah.
I cried.
Where I of course got teary-eyed when she, and shout out to Joe also for shouting out African Americans, but when she specifically said Black women, and on ABC they cut to a woman who was wearing a shirt that said Black Women Matter, and that's where it hit me a little bit. And then earlier this morning when one of my friends was like, I'm crying, and I was like, man, I'm happy for Joe, but this is for the ancestors. That also was a moment where it really hit me really deep. And then just now on on Instagram, my real good friend who is like friend of the show, been on Hey Sister, my line sister Kenya. She posted, the Blendian, aka HBCU girls, we finally made it. And I was like, yes, sis, she is you and you are
her. Right.
So I think what this moment means for me, it's been a rough 4 years. And I think what I was talking to one of my friends, shout out my friend Michael. I was talking to him earlier, about this whole situation over Facebook the last few days, me going back and forth with one of my classmates. And I told him how, it's so insulting. It's so insulting. People don't understand when they say to you, he only picked her because she's Black. And it's like, to your point, and I don't want to get explicit or out of pocket, but it's like, do you understand how hard we work all the time? This woman got degree upon degree. She should have been the presidential nominee, but because of the society that we live in, I mean, combined together, Joe, well, we know Trump, and then Pence, like, she have more education than all of them. She's been in office on every level, moving up the chain. You know how many times she probably was told, it's not your turn yet. You got to wait. It's not your turn yet. And so for somebody to say he only picked her because she's Black, it's insulting on so many levels.
On every level imaginable.
And when people, and then this particular person in the conversation, when I'm talking to her and she's saying it's about the oil field and the oil and gas industry at home. And I then talk to my boy who works in the oil and gas industry. And he's like, you know how many degrees I had to get this job? He's like, I got 3 degrees. And when somebody says it's about the oil industry, it's like you walked into a job making $120,000 a year with a high school diploma and a few years of experience. And we got to walk into that same exact role in that same exact position with 3 degrees. So I'm like, nah, it ain't just because she's Black. It's because she's excellent. It's because she's outstanding. It's because where Joe Biden has deficiencies, she has strengths. And I understand a portion of the population not understanding that because they have watched mediocrity rise to the highest levels. They've watched mediocrity have meteoric rises. And I can understand how that becomes a challenge for them. But yeah, I'm excited.
I got to type that in. Watch mediocrity rise to meteoric heights. Oh, yes, we have. Well, I see Denise Toop says he picked her because she's outstanding. Gail Hill says, do you know how it is to have to outwork everyone else because your uniqueness as a Black educated woman? Adele said she's been breaking glass ceilings absolutely for years, and she blew this one up. And then Larissa says, and may get paid less with those 3 degrees.
Exactly. But like, that's my point. You have to have those 3 degrees to make those 6-figure salaries, whereas somebody else is coming in. And that's why y'all concerned about the oil and gas industry going away, because if we're going to be honest, the people who got the 3 degrees, Black, white, or otherwise, they're not tripping because they know that they have transferable skills. But if you've never invested in yourself, you can sit up here and say, they announced that the Shell refinery is closing, and you'll convince yourself that this is because of Joe Biden when he's not even president yet.
Right.
So, but what I will say, now this is the weirdest thing to me. I don't care how much you might have wanted the other side to win, for whatever your reasons are. I genuinely, when I turned on my TV and saw them in Philly partying, I saw them in Atlanta and New York. The sorors in New York was setting it off. I see all these videos and posts and people, and I'm sitting up there like, this is a vast difference from seeing armed vigilantes storm a government building, or folks out here in downtown Phoenix demanding that they keep counting. And it's like, that's what they're trying to do if you all would stop impeding their process, you know?
Right. Let them do their job. You want the count to be done. They still counting, and you going to stay behind because some of y'all don't know math.
Well, they don't know math. Some of them don't know math, and some of them don't know this process. I don't care whoever told y'all. Listen, well, let me just finish it. So to see the jubilation, to see that, it reminded me again when we went to the inauguration in 2008 and how we saw everybody,
white, black, Asian, Hispanic, of every Hispanic descendant country.
Every Latinx,
old, young, babies, seniors in wheelchairs. We saw everybody there.
The subway, and it was crowded, and we was all
metro. Yes.
Nobody wanted to punch anybody in the throat, and we had to walk for 2 hours to get back to our location. And everybody was great, and yeah, we saw gay, we saw straight, we saw trans. Like, it was beautiful, and I'm like, that is what America is supposed to be. So when somebody looks at that and they still mad, well, you're gonna have to stay mad, because I don't understand. I don't understand.
We got a comment from Fred here saying he's talking about how his mother worked for an oil and gas company for years, but she never got that corner office because she didn't look like everyone else who was there. When the moment came where they decided to put a woman in one of those offices, they picked someone who looked like them. This moment was for her too. And so, yes, for your mother, for my mother, for my grandmother, I think about my grandmother, I think about my great-grandmother, and we know all the sacrifices just so we could even be here in this moment. You know, the life they had to lead just so we could be here. And if you are watching right now, you know the sacrifices of the women in your life. No matter what your ethnic background is or who you are, you know the women in your life. They have had to put up with, they've had to swallow, they've had to hold their mule, as the song says by Shirley Caesar. Y'all know that. You know it. And for that, just makes my heart sing. We got another comment here said the oil field jobs, I'm sorry, they better recognize all jobs matter. Listen, I'm so excited and I will not contain myself.
I loved the video on Instagram. I loved it. I was yes, come on.
Come on, Katrina, keep walking. Yes, my heart just rejoiced seeing so much joy around the world, and literally.
Yeah, that's what else. Like, I know I'm acting really crazy, but it's because I said, now I'm seeing people from Canada, from Australia. They're like, good job, America. America is back. Great. I don't remember seeing that before.
Because you didn't.
Because I didn't. And so then I'm back in this place of, okay, help me understand how being, what is Justin Trudeau already called?
Mm-hmm.
How is being back celebrated as a nation that people can look up to? How do these patriots see that as a bad thing? I am so confused about the patriotism.
Well, honey, I don't know what their definition of patriotism is. I don't know what their definition of Christianity either. It's either, but let's say Amy Toop says, let me just say, for one of the only 45% of white women with actual sense who voted Biden, we could not be in this position without you guys. Well, listen, thank you. A weight lifted, woosah. But what about that over 50% of them gals who voted for 45?
Oh,
Honey,
I wonder how do we talk? I mean, because there was even some black women. I have no clue. How do we talk to them, or do we just say, "Girl, you in the sunken place"? Like, because like one of my friends asked, "Where is Ben Carson?" I said, "He's in the sunken place where he's been."
Hold on, let me find this. Katrina, I'm gonna have to bring up the tweet, the Instagram you posted.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Plies. Let me find Plies. Hold on.
So silly. He said he gonna make a deal with Donald Trump. He could choose his own moving company. He would move him out if he released Kodak Black.
Well, this one, when he says to the Cool Squad, y'all, they know who they are because he's a musician with them. Moving forward, we don't want y'all music, movies, shoes, hey yay, no yay, or nothing y'all associated with. Y'all chose a side, now stay there. Mm-hmm. See how many meetings he'll take you with y'all now. Stay over there. Let the people who are doing the work and who've been doing the work keep doing the work to move us forward. Yes. That is what it's all about. It's all about moving us forward. And yes, our ancestors had to endure so much. The world is celebrating. Now, these plans about going to DC, y'all, I'm telling y'all, look, Amy and Denise have requested their tickets already.
Listen, Amy, Denise, can y'all request from Louisiana? Because none of y'all going. Nobody else from Louisiana going.
Nobody else from Louisiana going. So can y'all request for us too? Because
Yeah, I put on my mask. I just feel like it.
You feel like you're gonna be able to put on your mask? Oh, look at that. She done gave Fred Zilla's on the contact. Yes. Let's contact them. Let's see what they say.
I mean, you should have a lot of extra tickets.
Come on, Bill. Bill.
I did Martha McSally before she packed her bags because she. And let me tell you her, girl. I know that your little friend Donald Trump, who you tried to distance yourself from in the last few hours, because we know you should have done that a long time ago. But, girl, you ran for Senate twice, and you did not win in what has been a tradition for a long time, a traditionally red state. You could not win for Senate. The only reason you were a senator in the first place was because Doug Ducey appointed you. Mm-hmm. But the fact should tell you ran a negative, hurtful, evil campaign both times. And so I don't know what people think. Maybe because it's their spirit, and maybe they think that everybody else got the same spirit. But we don't have that spirit. Some folks get tired of that negativity. We want some positivity in our lives. We want positive energy. That's why I said, listen, all these folks with their conspiracy theories, because the watermark in the ballots and they showing, listen, I don't know what y'all don't understand about this process. There is no federal ballot. We don't have a standardized federal process. But that's something we can work on because we need to have a standardized process.
Come on, how far down this alphabet we gonna go about these people who need to take a damn civics class? Or how about you not be so consumed with yourself, because clearly the selfishness is at an all-time high. But how about you not be so consumed with yourself and actually volunteer one time? I've worked the polls. The POLLS. The POLLS, because I don't have that.
Know how to spell. That's another thing.
I don't have that core strength to work the POLES, but I have worked the POLLS.
You was no P Valley.
No P Valley for me. Girl, okay, this is an aside. Katrina Lee Jones finally finished watching P-Valley, and she called me today because she had to talk about it today. And I was like, girl, how many months? But we had a good good time talking about it. I promise you that. But I've worked the polls. I've been to the training when you go to your supervisor of elections office, when you go through the training, when you get your handbook, when you you swear an oath. I had to swear an oath to work as a poll deputy. You know, like I know all like of the process. I know when you fill the bubbles in correctly, or if you put it through the machine and if it doesn't go through, then they can reject that ballot so you can do it again. Like I've seen all of it up close and in person. And all of these, as you call them, patriots who are talking about a process in which they have never volunteered to participate in. They only want to comment about things in which they have no knowledge of. So go take the U.S. naturalization citizenship test, because you talking about, I posted this other day, you talking about amendments. You don't even know all 27 amendments that the Constitution have. You don't know about all the rights under the amendments. So go get you some education. Go volunteer. Go get out there and do something. And then you will see that this is not a fraudulent process. And then anytime I hear about cases of fraud, it's usually not from the Democratic side.
Exactly. And
true fraud.
This is what I need them to be. A few things that I need them to be reminded of. To your point, number one, volunteer. If Donald Trump and his supporters want to be front and center for the counting, you should have volunteered so you could count.
Count.
A. B, I'm not understanding how you call something fraudulent, but you literally want different things for every state. How is that not fraudulent? How is it not fraudulent that you like, okay, stop counting here, recount there. I need you to count over here. And it's like, dude, you know what? You could count all of them over, and the outcome gonna be the same. Except the difference is I won't be sitting on pins and needles because I already know what the answer is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm baffled. I'm like, guys, do y'all really think like mail-in ballots? They had mail-in ballots, when he got elected too, right?
Girl, they done had mail-in ballots for how many? Every military person who
has had it for almost 30 years. So
everybody, okay, no, so let's get this clear. Absentee / mail-in, because absentee, they had different criteria. It used to be you had some states you had to request it. Some states they got away with that. No, everybody can vote absentee. Like it don't matter. You ain't got to come out here and do this because it ain't a federal holiday.
Right.
So you don't have to take out that part. So like, because every state doesn't even have early voting,
Right.
like, so them getting rid of that. But military people have been voting by mail or absentee forever.
And that's the other part.
Expatriates, American citizens who live in other countries, they've been voted. And am I going too far?
Because just like defund the police, they probably think expats mean you no longer are a citizen of the United States.
My God.
But I'm like, again, patriots, you love the military, so you're just going to deny them the right to vote? I don't get it. I don't
get it.
I'm not getting it. It's nobody is sitting there stuffing the ballot box. This ain't like homecoming court, high school homecoming court. What do you think? And yeah, but he gonna listen. Count them all. Go. First of all, your lawsuits are gonna be thrown out.
Count them all.
Count them all.
So they can get to 300 electoral votes. So that you have the largest Joe Biden will have received. First of all, that nearly 100 and out of 150 million eligible voters. Like, do y'all even know how many eligible voters there are in this United States of America? But out of approximately 150, I think it is eligible voters, we had over 70 million.
Right.
Whoo, child. What a time it is to be alive. I tell you. So I don't know.
Yes. So I don't know if we can play it, but that's the problem. That's why Katrina, that's also why I was late. I was laughing at the people in DC who was out there talking about, you were about to lose your job.
You were about to lose your because you detaining me for nothing. You done detained us for almost 4 years. You've detained us for almost 4 years. We have a global pandemic, which people are actually dying, and for nothing. What was it really all for? And please don't tell me abortion.
And the oil fields.
And the oil fields. Please don't tell me taxes.
Not when, listen, you saw the thread on, I'm not on Twitter, but I saw the thread. Did you see the thread on Twitter about if your house looked like this? It was so stupid. I have to find it, but it was basically like, you ain't got to worry about it. If you still use it, like, if you use it margarine containers, you don't have to worry about Joe Biden's tax plan. There was so many things about you don't have to worry about the tax plan, and that's the part that's killing me. I'm like, do you make $400,000 a year? If not, you're safe.
Mm-hmm. And there's a couple comments here, and because Adele says selfishness and hatred in heart has been exposed for sure. And then Katrina mentioned here how as a Black person in America has lived this, now other people see it, so it's exposed for the rest of folks, but we live this daily and we still overcome daily. I think that's a very important conversation to kind of have and get into, because I even think for those of us who are Black people who have experienced sort of oppression or certain levels of struggle daily, still this year, the year of 2020, what we thought was going to be the year of vision, there was so much sharpness and clarity about certain things. And also even about people who look like us. There's been a sharpness and clarity of where some people really stand, even those who look like us. And I don't think we should ever forget that. Now, can people change? Yes. Can people learn? Yes. Can people grow? Yes. But you have to demonstrate the willingness, the openness, and the vulnerability in order to do all of those things. But the level of, listen, when she used the word audacity, listen, if we could have bottled and sold audacity, because there's been a whole lot of audacity this year. A whole lot of audacity.
Well, President Obama did write a book called Audacity of Hope. And
he did write a book called The Audacity of Hope, but I'm talking about the other type of audacity.
Caucasity.
I'm talking about more than caucasity.
Yeah.
I'm talking about how do you, the family of Herman Cain, after he's dead, continue to tweet in support of a man?
Because obviously they ain't like Herman that much.
Girl, that's some audacity for sale right there.
You're right. I mean, I'm just saying. Because first, so that's why I got to show mad respect for Cindy McCain for being like, oh, what you're not about to do? You're not about to talk about my husband and think I'm going to support you. You know, my husband and Joe Biden had differences of opinion or differences in policy. They were still friends. And so it's funny because, like I said, I was talking to my friend earlier, and because obviously he heard the side of the other girl, whatever. And I was just like, what I struggle with is, you know, he's my friend. I say, you my real friend. I said, no, like you my for real friend. I said, because you don't understand how a few years ago when I was on Facebook, you read something I posted and you sent a car to pick me up in Los Angeles and to bring me down to Palm Springs.
Mm-hmm.
That's a friend. And so when I see Black men and women or gay people or transgender people or just folks saying, I'm hurt, I'm in pain. This man is saying these things, and these things, he's saying it on a platform where they resonate, they reverberate further out. It's not like, you don't want nobody calling you out your name or whatever, but it's not like somebody saying something to you maybe in your yard or whatever, but it's somebody who has a platform, has millions of followers on Twitter, and he's saying these things about Black women. He's saying Kamala Harris, AOC, the Squad, Joe Biden, John McCain, the soldiers, just black NFL players, anybody who takes a knee during the national. And he's saying these things, and us, your friends, the ones you see all the time on social media. Maybe the ones you work with, maybe the ones you maybe go out for a happy hour every now and again. We're saying we're hurting and we're in pain, and you just like, nope, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm like, that's not real friendship, because as this, again, my friend, he is a gay man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, take the Black out of it. How you gonna support somebody who don't support you loving who the hell you loving? You've been with your man longer than. Listen, let me not get into personal business. You've been in with your man for 20 plus years,
right?
Dating and all this stuff, and you don't have the same rights. And somebody says they're your friend, and they think that's okay,
right? That part.
I don't get that.
That part. Talk about clarity, like sharpness, like it just like whoo. Because I think whoo. But anyway.
No, I don't know how to reconcile it. And even when the kind of conversations that I've had with my friend, and he says, even back at home, they have a subset of the population who, again, the gay population saying, but they're concerned about the Second Amendment. And I'd be like, who has gone into their house and took their guns? Because I don't recall that being a thing. Like there's somebody knocking on somebody's door and trying to take their guns. I don't recall that being a thing. So how is abortion and gun rights and jobs in the oil field like your three top things? If you say you got Black friends, you have LGBTQIA friends, you have friends that or maybe they're Muslim, they're atheists. Like I kicks it with atheists too. We can do that because I don't have to impinge on their freedom not to believe just because I believe.
Right. You can accept humans being humans.
Right. Because Jesus did. And if I'm truly a Christian, I mean, like Jesus was, as far as what I've always learned, pretty clear about like not trying to force your opinion and beliefs about your faith on
Jesus others. Was like, boom. Oh, yeah, little bro. All right, little bro. If y'all don't watch, what's his name? Oh my God, White is the last name.
Frank. Isn't it Frank or something?
Look, listen, if y'all don't watch those videos, look him up. Comedian, I think it's Frank White.
I reached out to him and I was like, I gotta have you on Hey Sister. Like I just got
to. My gosh, we just absolutely love him. But that's right. Jesus was like, boom. Like if you don't rocks with everybody, I don't rocks with you. Yeah, basically is what Jesus said.
Right. Comedian Frank White. It's like, yeah, I mean, like, do y'all not know who, Mary Magdalene, these folks, he took imperfect people. And so when people are like, oh, he doesn't, talk about Amy Coney Barrett, he doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the call. He didn't call her. He did not call her. Okay. You know what that's like? That is like some people who become ministers when they just need to be a deacon.
Holla if you hear
Or
me.
maybe on the usher board number one. Everybody ain't called to the pulpit, okay? But anyway, I'm digressing.
Yes, we have digressed. We have gotten far away. We were talking, so we came on this special episode to really talk about, first of all, this being done, the election process of 2020 being completed with, even though Nevada's still pulling in the rear in terms of revealing.
They wasn't going to be the one to call it. I'm telling you. That man got that raggedy casino still out there, even though he probably don't own it, just got his name, he just licensed his name to build it. But he got that raggedy casino out there, and they like, hey,
we ain't gonna call it. We can't call it, bro. We're gonna let PA take this hit, and then we're gonna be like, all right, right. Man, so but then I want to talk about Joe Biden a little bit too, because I've not met the man, but you can see his heart. You can see he's an empathetic human being. And you can see his growth over the course of his life.
That's all we ask.
We see his growth over the course of his life. And I see people talking about, well, he was there so long and da da da. See, it's not where you from, it's where you're at.
In the words of Joe Black.
And the words of Joe Black. So don't give me none of that. Don't give me none of that. Because it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. When you can grow over the course of your life. And so, yes, he's older. Yes, I do believe in term limits. I think some of these senators and congressmen need to be gone. All of that. But mostly because they have not moved from where they've been. Mm-hmm. The man has clearly grown over the course of his life. He's learned. He's listened. Will he be perfect? Absolutely not, but neither will you. But allow him, as he said, the chance. This is his third time running for president. I do believe that if it had not been for Bo passing away in 2016, that he would have ran in 2016 if Bo hadn't passed away.
I believe that too. But let me give a good sermon, right quick.
Give me that sermon, girl.
This is how we know about the divine timing of God. Because he ran 3 times, he ran twice before. It did not happen. And we kept saying, you should have done it in 2016. I know you were grieving, Bo, but you should have done it in 2016. That would have saved us from this Donald Trump. But sometimes, as they say, you don't miss your water till your well runs dry. And I think we need it. We need it to dissolve and devolve.
We, the people.
We needed to get to this place of lowness. So we could understand just how good God had been to us.
Holla.
Under the Obama administration.
Hallelujah.
Because I tell folks, y'all don't understand how Barack Obama was a different kind of Negro. He is a magical Negro, because let me tell you, I would have been petty as hell. I'd have been like, you know what? Since y'all got it, I'm going to let all this fall. That banking industry, the automotive, hey, let it all collapse. Maybe once it collapsed, y'all will realize I knew what I was talking about. But he didn't do that. He took all those hits. He brought us back. And we often, too much in this society, when we bounce back, we forget.
Hey, talk about it, sister. Come on with it.
I'm just saying, we
bounce
back and we forget.
Girl, when you bounce, why they forget? Come on, tell them why they forget.
I don't know, because some people are in love with mediocrity. And
okay, come on.
I'm just saying. And again, going back to what we said before, anytime a Black person does something and they do something excellently, the rules change.
Come
So
on now.
A lot of people had to face some demons. Maybe they didn't face them. I don't know. But they chose, it was too good. And they put Trump in place. And honestly, if it wasn't for an Obama, we would have never gotten a Trump, because they know he was he was the bottom of the barrel.
He was the bottom of their 20 candidates that they had running.
He wasn't even y'all best bet, and now y'all acting like y'all so passionate about him. I haven't forgotten. So nonetheless, this is the divine right time for Joe Biden to be in office. It was the divine right time, because without him doing this right now, we wouldn't have Kamala Harris. And all of this was what God intended for us. Even though, Lord, I'm going to ask you, Father, please don't continue to test and put us through these paces. Because my heart can't take it.
Because also in about 2018, there was this young woman in Georgia by the name of Stacey Abrams.
Come on.
Y'all thought she lost an election, but that sister saved an election. All right. Do you hear me? Y'all thought Stacey Abrams lost, but that sister said, oh no, I'm going to get to what? I'm going to work. And Stacey Abrams went to work, and she started 2 organizations. One, to help get people registered to vote and understand their rights about voting and get that ground game tight. The other organization that she started was to help people get counted for the census, because she know that you gotta be counted in order to get that funding. And funding is everything when you want to change the dynamic in your community. That federal funding is everything. But some of y'all didn't want to fill out the damn census form. Y'all let this man stop the census count early, even though we've been in a global pandemic. Why? Because that's so they could underfund your communities. But if it wasn't for a sister like Stacey Abrams, we would not have seen the state of Georgia on that map turn blue. And I'm telling you right now, we all, white, black, gay, straight, TQIA, all of the letters under the rainbow, wherever you from, we better get to work to ensure that their agenda, in order to help all of us, gets passed and gets through. Because here's another thing. This whole thing about not wanting to pay taxes, not wanting to do this. Nobody don't want to pay taxes, but they sure have their hand out when that PPP money came down for they small businesses, didn't they? They don't like socialism then, but they like it when it suits their needs. They don't want socialism then, but if they have a storm out here that comes and obliterates your state, you're going to want them FEMA dollars. What you think that is? That's a hand up. And that's what we do as a collective, is support one another. But I'm telling you right now, we better get to work, because when one of us succeeds, we all can succeed if we have all of us in mind. The problem is we have elected people, you have re-elected people, and you keep sending these same people back, and you allow someone like this man to get in office who has always been self-serving.
And always been mediocre, because
always been mediocre.
About him being a good businessman, he was never a good businessman. He just conned y'all into allowing him to be in that space and in that position, because your tax dollars funded the businesses that he never divested from, which he was supposed to divest from.
Your tax dollars paid for that, but you okay for that corporate welfare. You okay for that corporate welfare?
It trickled down. Remember, it trickled down. It's just the trickle never quite gets.
Yeah, you okay for that? But I'm telling you, we gonna have some work to do. We got a bunch of comments.
Let's scroll back
I'm trying to see where I go. Where do I go? Where do I go? Yes, he has grown. We talk about that. I'm here for complete sentences. Hallelujah. So,
and not so many superlatives. Everything can't be the best, the greatest. If you don't live in Dubai, where stuff is actually the best and the greatest, then we can't have everything that's a superlative.
Right. Divine timing, and we talk about it. Give it to us, little sis. Yes, she said timing is everything. She's agreed with you that, yes, we needed to be brought low in order so we can rise again. Amen. All right. Yes, we needed to hit bottom. Christina, you preaching tonight. Listen, like they smoke weed or something. I don't know. We ain't never going to forget this. Never. And we should not never forget it.
And stop telling me how old Joe is if y'all put Mitch McConnell back in there. And the other day, he looked like he done fell and tumbled and got bruised up in his face and stuff.
That man had a fall. And like I told my husband, I said he had a fall. He is 76 years old. He has another 6-year term. Don't tell me nothing about him. You got 95-year-old Chuck Grassley ass up in there. And y'all gonna reelect him and send him back too. Shut up.
And Lindsey Graham out in South Carolina, Lord, y'all had one job.
That's all right. We got to get to work because Georgia still is at stake. How about that? Her job was bigger than being governor. Amen to that. But see, we didn't know none of that.
We didn't know.
Like we said, 2020, the year of vision. The things that we thought this is going to be the year of vision and we were going to get our vision and blah, 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 blah. No, there was some clarity that God needed to pull the veil off from over our eyes so we could really see clear. We thought we were seeing clear, but like you said, we really needed to be brought to our knees. We needed to be humble. We needed to be brought low.
And God had to give us a new vision.
Yes.
He had to give us a new vision because we had to start all over this year.
Look at this. The Saints already put us through too much. Oh, Lord, I can't take it. I don't even watch the Saints no more, child, please. God got her a better job. Amen to that. Yes, she did. We got comments. They sure do want that $1,200, but don't want shoot.
And have the audacity. This is another thing. We talk about audacity, unmitigated gall. Every single time you talk about, now that Biden and Kamala are, I guess we all gonna get our handouts. I guess we all. What handouts? Y'all always trying to make, folks always want to make being a Democrat synonymous with a handout. And I'm like, I ain't got nothing under this one. What are you, we don't, and stop making it like the only people who get handouts are the people with brown skin. Let me just put it that way. Mm-hmm. Because that's the insinuation. And
because they don't consider Social Security a handout. They would like to say they paid into that, but it's like, boom, what you paid into was the Social Security for somebody else. So do you not understand how they work? Because see, that's again, we got to make STEM great again. We got to make math great again because people clearly don't understand how these things work.
They also don't understand when they say 95% reporting and probabilities and things of that nature for country.
I don't know. Yes. The work continues. And that's why, listen, when Kamala came, first of all, when she came out to work that by Mary J. Blige, when he announced her the first, when it came out as a ticket, but I didn't know she was going to keep coming to work that. And do y'all remember a couple weeks ago that damn Peggy Noonan had the audacity to write an opinion piece about Kamala and her coming out to Mary J. Blige and how she was laughing and her laugh and what have you. See? Mm-hmm. Oh, and then let's talk about that other one who's supposed to be a preacher, Paula White.
Well, listen. Paula must be on the main line. She asked the angels from Africa to come on over, and they came, didn't they?
The angels from Africa showed up, didn't they? Called on the angels of Africa and South America. I don't know who is still going to that woman's church. I don't know.
Somebody is, and you know some of them look like y'all.
I know they do, and they right here in the greater Orlando area. But if you still are allowing yourself to be under that, look, and
let me say this also, sister. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Go ahead, girl.
one of my other friends said, you know, Joe Biden is only going to be the second Catholic president in this history of the presidency in this country. The second. And like she said, boy, we take our discrimination far.
Don't we?
And for all of, I mean, again, I keep going back to our home because that's where we're from, Southern Louisiana. Catholics, what are you doing? How did you support Donald Trump, who didn't even know it was 2 Corinthians, who held a Bible upside down, who pepper sprayed people to go stand in front? And it was a fresh Bible. He had no highlighter mark.
He ain't never been cracked open. Didn't have no underlines. Nothing. Y'all know if you reading the book, it's got a little couple creases in it at least.
Little dog ears or none of that. And you pepper spray people to get to the church to take a picture, a photo out. This man here actually has been going to Catholic church. And y'all Catholic and y'all still, that ain't, but Donald Trump is a Christian? Mm-hmm. I'm like, I just don't understand the logic. I don't, but I'm gonna stop. Yeah, Tennille, yeah, brand spanking new. Someone says they passed that church on Sundays and cars still in the parking lot. Child boo. America is not a Christian country, and that's true because if you read the founding fathers, they did not. That was the whole point of the American Revolution. Y'all know that is to break away from not just to break away from England, but also from like the English, like about religious persecution in the English church. Like, do we not know that? No, they don't. That's why 1776. So if you all hear,
you say Joe going to church tomorrow. Joe went to church yesterday because he Catholic. He probably go to mass every day. And Nancy Pelosi go to mass every day and pray their rosary.
Friday,
huh?
He probably hit it on Friday, so
girl, Joe go to church every day, pray his rosary. Look, I know some them real devout Catholics, and that's how they do. They go to mass every day.
Yeah.
How about that?
And that's why, again, I can't reconcile in my brain how, for a place like Louisiana, where Southern Louisiana, I know Northern Louisiana is different, but Southern Louisiana, where it's so highly Catholic, I am very shocked that but I guess because of abortion, which again,
all the oil fields.
I'm worried about it because, like, I saw this post, and it was like somebody was saying they were asking this older woman, I guess she must have been pretty old, about who she was voting for, a Black woman, I guess, and she was going to vote for Trump because of the abortion thing. And somebody else told her, tell her she don't have to get one. And I'm like, right, if you are past childbearing years, why are we talking about this? Why is this even a topic of conversation for you?
Child, listen, anyway, so we got a few minutes left. I don't even know if we plan to talk this long, but it's like, whoo. So what y'all got to say in the comments? Because we know y'all been commenting up a storm. I know y'all got a few more things to say, but y'all just feel that. So, let me see. Y'all see, I got my class of 95, my Xavier shirt on. We having our virtual homecoming. I'm missing the pre-concert right now. The pre-DJ, DJ Envy is supposed to be going on. I don't know if he's playing now or not, but I just felt compelled for us to get on here and have this conversation. We do have our regularly broadcast scheduled for tomorrow. We're actually, before all of this happened, we had planned to have the alumni presidents of each of our respective schools, alumni associations with us. Really just, we're going to talk about, because this is HBCU homecoming season, right? And so it was y'all's virtual homecoming last week. We had ours this week, and we were going to have a conversation around HBCUs, but that conversation is going to shift a little differently because we do have, and I posted this earlier, the first woman, the first Black, South Asian woman, Indian woman, the first HBCU graduate, who is sitting in the position of president-elect, the first woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the first, foremost, and finest sorority. Yes, all of that.
But shout out to the whole D9 family. The Divine D9 family came through, and we appreciate
Deltas, Sigma Gamma Rho, Zeta Phi Beta, the Kappas, the Alphas, the Omegas, the Iotas. You all came through in a big way, but so much like she said, and like Joe Biden said, but Black women. Mm-hmm. But Black women. I don't have my mask with me. I wish I did. That says trust Black women.
Yeah.
We generally don't steer you wrong.
Right. Last thing I want to say, and we can jump in these comments. Kappas, members of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity.
Please talk to your brother-in-law because he was talking about that earlier.
What? You don't even know what I'm about to say.
Go ahead and say it.
I just was gonna say, please take y'all hand symbol back.
Oh.
Please take y'all, they done hijack, and I get it. It's the okay side. All right, whatever. Please take y'all hand.
She said, take y'all hand symbol back. I was talking about something else because you know they so happy because Kamala was a Kappa sweetheart.
We're not talking about that today. That is a different conversation for a different
episode. Huh? How about that?
But take y'all hand symbol back. And listen, Joe, we love you. We love all of those who have been supportive. We love our allies. Thank you very much. Please don't jump in the strut line. Don't try to ski wee. Don't do that. That's not yours yet, ever, unless you plan on becoming a member of the organization, which you are entitled to do so. But if you're not,
we all gonna have to do some training up because I had a post, I shared a post earlier which said, Madam, my vice president, my sorority sister, and someone is like a portrait of Kamala Harris, and someone shared it, and I was like, I'm gonna have to do a little education because she don't know. She just was sharing the portrait because I guess she got caught up in the spirit. But right. I got to let them know, like, some things you can share, some things you might not want to share because somebody might have some questions. Right. And we don't want no problems or situations.
No, because we are a united front. So let us continue to be a united front.
Yes.
We can maybe put together a D9 unity stroll or something. But
let's put it together.
Even if you're not in the D9,
we can have a D9 unity stroll, and then we can also have, and we can teach the allies their own stroll and let them have their allies stroll.
They could create one, and we can just help them keep the timing. Like, okay, yep, that looks good.
Catch that beat. Catch that beat. Catch that beat. Hey, catch that. All right. Somebody said sage the White House. Honey, and Lysol with some anointing oil. Amen. We need all of that. Fumigate. I say put a whole tent over it. I know they go in and repaint, pull up carpets, and do all of that. Do it all, honey. I'm so glad y'all went live tonight. I'm glad we went live tonight.
And I don't even like that this old buddy talking about he's not going to do a proper transfer. Number one, I'm happy that, as somebody pointed, that President Obama's portrait is going to go up.
Yes.
But I don't even like that you talking about you're not going to do a proper transfer. Look, if you don't want to concede, don't concede. I mean,
let me tell you what punk asses do, because I just want to tell y'all right now. That's what punk asses do. Y'all know, and you know, I'm not using that in a pejorative type of way. Y'all know people who think so highly of themselves, right? That they are so insecure and so weak, right? That they always pack up their toys because that's the only way they could win the game you playing. If they take their ball and leave the court, that's right. The only way they win. That's who he is. That's who he always has been. Yep. So not transitioning won't be a surprise. Won't even matter because they ain't do shit anyway.
Right. I was about to say they ain't got nothing to transition.
Right. So go pick up the stuff that they didn't pick up from Obama. So they ain't do nothing anyway. So go do that. I mean, start there. How about, like he said, we're gonna bring all these scientists together so we can come up with a real plan on how we're gonna address this pandemic. How about that? Actually listening to scientists. Let's talk about that.
Listen, and I'm so happy that when he talked about First Lady, the future First Lady.
Yes, educators. Where my educators rise up?
Betsy DeVos, girl, pack your stuff.
You done lost your job. Ooh, bring your ass back to Michigan. Betsy DeVos, holla if you listen.
All of them.
All of them. Every single one. But yes, so we know
that was real ugly that he talking about he's not going to transition. But here's the other beautiful part that I want his supporters to know. Concessions are a nice to have. They're not a
must have. That's right.
So just know that he don't have to ever concede.
But this is what I think is gonna happen.
Take it to the grave, boo. Take it to the grave.
This is what I think is gonna happen, though. I think that he is so of who he is that it is highly likely that he leaves before the inauguration.
Lies. No, he not.
Girl.
No, he out here. He plotting and planning. He gonna try to act a fool before he go. I mean, it doesn't matter. Do what you do.
Girl, that man. Did y'all remember? Do you remember what he did with the USFL? Did you watch the 30 for 30? Did you watch the 30 for 30? What did he do? He imploded that whole league and then he walked away.
Well, he
gonna walk away. He a punk.
Well, that's true, but he's probably still trying to figure out how to avoid prison.
Yeah, they're gonna figure out. They trying to figure that out. They're gonna pardon him before the crime, but it won't even matter. It won't even matter. So look, she says here he's going to Russia, leaving privately.
I don't think they want him in Russia, quite frankly. Because they like, you had one job to do and you didn't do that right.
And you right. The whole cabinet could leave tonight. We can manage until amen. Hallelujah. Yes, we can. We already know. Yes, we can. Yes, Biden's wife is a teacher. His daughter is a social worker. And I was like, ooh, going out the country, looking to pardon. Yep. He gonna go hide somewhere. That's what despots do. They leave their country. They go find a country to have some refuge in. So, but anyway, we want y'all to join us tomorrow for our regularly scheduled episode. We thank you for coming on tonight with us. I can breathe, sister.
I can too. Maybe this pain in my chest that I've been having since April will finally go away because now I don't have to deal with. I mean, listen, let me.
And hold on, y'all see how she done had her hair blown out and straightened so she could look like Kamala. See, I ain't even comment on that at the top of this hour. Y'all see her hair? Do y'all see her hair? Y'all ain't comment on the hair.
I got my hair blown out so I can cut my ends. Okay, because the ends was not working in the bun. But nah,
oh, the DJ playing in the background. I'm like, what's that music?
That's only you can hear, sister.
Oh, DJ Envy in his house. It started playing live for me.
Okay, all right.
I was like, wait a minute. And he playing Mary J. Blige. And I was like, all of a sudden, music came. I have two tabs open, two Google Chrome things open, honey. I was like, wait, when is music coming up? Oh my God.
Seriously, serious notes. Last thing. Okay, so listen, we know that even with today's announcement and proclamation, that would be the right word. I don't know. I just went real Trump supporter on that one. Anyway, I know with President-elect Biden being officially given meeting the 270 mark or whatever it is, y'all know what I'm trying to say. We're not going to end racism, homophobia, Islamophobia, transphobia, xenophobia, all the phobias. They're not going to just go away because of this. But what I do know is at least we're in a place where we can start to be better. And again, we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. It's not perfect, but it can be better. So
amen.
That's right.
Amen to that. And I would say, folks, that to your point, sister, we can have all of that. It's incumbent upon each of us to want it, not just for ourselves, but for us all. And if we do that, we will get closer to that more perfect union.
Yeah.
Now he over here playing blow the whistle, so I got to go on, y'all. I'm about to see y'all later.
Good night, everybody.
Mwah!
Yes.